To the CloudSlayer podcast, everybody. I'm your host, CloudSlayer 53, or just CloudSlayer, aka Travis Cloud. I hope everybody's doing well on this fantastic evening. Except if you're in Minnesota and Bemidji area, it's freaking rain and ice out there. It's gonna be what, like a 3/4 of an inch of ice or some shit like that. It's gonna be cold tonight too. So if you're driving at night, be sure to drive safe. I just wanted to have a short podcast. Number four, to test out, some of the equipment, make sure it's working correctly. I did want to shoot like a video with last podcast, but freaking my camera wasn't working, my USB. So it seems to be working now, so I'm glad. But like I said, I just want to have a short one here. I do plan on having at least a podcast this weekend. Hopefully, I do get a guest. I'm talking with a few people, trying to get our schedules together. You know what I mean? And obviously, weekends is family time for most people, which is 100% understandable. Same here, right? So, um, I've been talking to a lot of people. Like a few people anyways, they're talking about starting their own podcast. They don't know where to start. they don't they're they're talking about getting like equipment and stuff like that, but I don't think you need that much equipment to start out with. Like some people use just their phones. You don't have to record videos at first, especially if you don't have the funds. Save up for it first. That's what I would recommend if anybody was interested in that. I would first, just start off with your phone. Do audio recordings that way, and get more comfortable recording your voice. I'm starting to get a little more comfortable now, and it's not easy, right? We all have this weird perception of our own voices, but that doesn't mean that's how you actually sound to other people. But it is what it is. You just got to start doing it. Go out there and fail a few times. I failed that last one with the freaking blue ice freaking microphone. That thing sucks butt cheeks. But you know what? You gotta pick up and move on. Everybody likes somebody that works hard. You as long as you're putting in the time, the effort, you're going to get better, and you're gonna figure out these things that you didn't know at first. You know what I mean? You shouldn't. You should try to go out there and do it. So that's my advice for most people trying to start out doing a podcast. So if you're out there, you're listening to this, go out there, start with your phone, record that. You can send audios up. I'd go to like Bellsprout. That's what I use, bellsprout.com. That's where I upload my audio content to, Spotify. They got a list of places you can apply for, like Apple Podcast and various things like that. Start there. More YouTube videos. You know what I mean? I watched a lot of YouTube videos before I started doing this, because originally I started out as a streamer, right? So I do stream. I stream on both YouTube and also what is that? Twitch.tv/CloudSlayer53. If any of you guys want to watch that, I play like Call of Duty. I do like World of Warcraft. I like a various amount of games, different genres. I don't like the same stale BS, you know what I mean? I like to be out there. I like open world games and crafting, survival crafting. I do like playing with people. That's the big part. Like I play first person shooters. That used to be my jam. It's not as much anymore, but I do because, most of my friends and family, that's what they play. And I just like bonding with them. The experience of talking with one another is the greatest part of gaming. Not much else. I mean, it is enjoyable to win matches and stuff like that or whatever, but if you play for a really really long time, it's not as enjoyable. I enjoy the camaraderie. I enjoy like the trash talk. If any of you guys tune in and watch me play like Call of Duty, that is some of the gameplay audio is it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's just people out there just talking the biggest shit and eat their words or whatever. But it's fucking fun as hell. And you meet new people, you know what I mean? Especially if you're talking like game chat and various things like that. It does help you. You can socialize in a video game. It doesn't have to be out in public. It doesn't have to be at a bar. It doesn't have to be anywhere but at the comfort of your own home. You know what I mean? But it I do recommend going out and meeting people and stuff like that. There's there's a lot of things. We just buried my grandmother this past Monday. Um, it, it was, it was sad, and it is what it is. Death isn't easy to accept. You know what I mean? But life, like I said previously, life goes on. Um, we don't want to hold back our loved ones from going to that better place and the afterlife, right? If there is, I don't know. You might not believe in that. I believe in that just because of the way I was raised, not just because of that, because in my mind, I kind of that's how I want to think, right? So, there's a few other things of just if you want to be, I like to say things of becoming a better person and stuff like that. And it's to me, it's like a lot of people when you talk with somebody, you know how it is where they're like, oh, like even talking about their diets, they're like, oh yeah, I eat this, and this, and I don't know why I don't lose weight or things like that. But are you really like keeping track of those things? You know what I mean? Are you being honest with yourself? Because it's your diet is like anything else. Like if you want to get better, like me, um, I'm losing weight. I'm down to 270. I was up to 293 pounds. It was the biggest I've ever been in my life. I was having a hard time breathing. I was, lifting weights, powerlifting a little bit, and my diet just kept going. Cheesecake and all that stuff. But last night, like I was sitting there and I was scarfing down some cinnamon rolls because they had some fundraiser for our plant manager at work there. He was diagnosed with cancer, but sad. But I ended up buying it for maybe even if it wasn't for that fundraiser, I would have bought it because I love cinnamon rolls. Fuck it, I don't care. But um, how many I know people where they're eating like junk food and candy and all this and that. You know what I mean? Putting whatever in their bodies, but they're like, but I'm not losing weight. It was like, well, cinnamon rolls, cake, and all this kind of stuff. That's not necessarily good for you. And then they'll go off a rant of it's just calories. It's like if you can look at it that way, you can lose weight, but sometimes your body is not gonna be is not it's gonna look different. You know what I mean? Like if you have a lean diet of like meat, vegetables, and like simple carbs like rice or something, like not too much of it, it's gonna look different than chips, cake, and stuff like that. You can still kind of you'll look like skinny fat. That's what they'll say, right? You'll be skinny, but you can still be kind of fat. You know what I mean? So if you want to tone down, it's like you kind of have to discipline yourself. There's a lady at work. She talked about how she only allows herself 5 candy days out of the year. You know what I mean? So that's tough. I know how much I like my candy, especially since I stopped my diet like 5 years ago. I was on that carnivore diet for a while. Thanksgiving hit, and then I never went back. So, it's tough to stay disciplined. It's tough to be honest with yourself, especially on a diet, or even to yourself as a person. So, the I think the big key in improving yourself is going to be self honesty. Watch what you're doing. Sometimes I know I'm in autopilot and like I look down and I'm eating chips. I don't notice it because it's no big deal, right? It's everyday life. But if you're trying to be more conscious about what you eat, what you put in your body, you should probably pay attention to those things. You know what I mean? Uh, Sometimes chips can be a good thing, but it can if in an over abundance, anything can be bad. Good for you or not. You can eat too much carrots. You can eat too much, this and that. If you eat too much of something, it can have an adverse effect on you and how your system runs, gut health and all that kind of jazz. So, um, geez, just I would say just keep it in mind and be honest with yourself. So, I'm not knocking anybody. I do the same shit, man. I don't. It is what it is. I I love me some snacks. I like my little Debbie's. You know what I mean? But it, it's just being open and honest to yourself, and if you cheat, you cheat on that, right? But try to limit it. Like people have like one cheat day or something like that. Do that. Maybe even once a month or something. Like if you knock it down to like one week, and then you're like, man, maybe one cheat day every other week, and then maybe every third week, and then go on from there. It's a challenge for yourself. Challenges are never easy. Nothing is, especially if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to stay away from something. You know what I mean? If it's the same thing with cigarettes. A lot of people, I want to quit smoking cigarettes, and you're out there smoking all the time. It's like you don't. They're like, maybe I just got to go cold turkey. Like I remember when, like I stopped smoking a while ago, which I've indulged in a few here since I'm being honest with myself, and I'm being honest. Whatever. I've had some here real recently, and but when I first quit smoking cigarettes years ago, a little over 6 years ago, it was it used to like I used to try to do cold turkey, but that was real bad, and like I don't know, you get those cravings and the itch to go, you know what I mean? But you know, I went down, I cut down how many cigarettes I had per day. So I got down to like 3 before I actually stopped. I went from up to 2 packs at a point, eventually down to 1 pack, and then dropped down to like 1 or 3. My bad. Dropped down to 3 cigarettes a day, and it was easy. It was easy after that point because you're like 3 of them, that ain't shit. You know what I mean? So just have like a consistent drop off, little goals every day, not big goals. It doesn't have to be something drastic. So um I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, and I'm gonna call this one a cast. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you tune in again, and there's gonna be more to come. Maybe I'll have a longer solo podcast, but I do want to have interesting conversations with people, different aspects of life, like I brought up previously. If you're interested in jumping on the podcast, hit me up. You can hit me up on Twitter at CloudSlayer53. You can find me on Facebook, CloudSlayer53, or Travis Cloud, my personal one there. Send me a message. Let me know. I do love talking to people. I'm trying to be more open and stuff like that too. So, I hope everybody has a good day, a good night, and is safe if you're driving in bad weather and stuff like that. So, thank you. Peace.